Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Castle's very first ever video tutorial. I thought that I get a lot of questions from folks about how to make boxes. It seems to, it's pretty intimidating to a lot of people. So I thought maybe I'd kick off my first video tutorial series with a topic called Boxes Made Easy. You can make any box, any size that you want. So, as an example for this tutorial, let's suppose you have a gift for somebody. You've picked it up at the store or a craft fair, whatever, but it didn't come with a box and you don't have a box for it. You need to make one. So in this case, I'm going to use this pretty little bracelet that a friend gave me a couple of years ago. I've already measured it out. It's 3 inches around and approximately 1 inch tall. So based on that, I have to think about a couple of things. I want to be able to probably add some tissue paper wrapping inside the box. So I want the box to actually be a fair bit larger than the item that's going to go inside of it. So based on that, I'm going to increase the dimensions of my box from 3 inches to 3.5. So I want a box that's going to be 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches, and I think that 1.5 inches tall is going to be perfect. So how are we going to work out what size we should cut our paper to? It's really just a matter of some very simple mathematics. Let's say this is our box and it's going to be 3.5 by 3.5. In both directions, we want the height of the box to be 1.5 inches. So the box has 4 sides, so we're going to add 1.5 inches on all 4 sides, and then we're just going to add it together so we can make it easy. So what it comes down to is we take this first 1.5 inches plus the first 3.5, which is we're working in this direction, so plus 3.5 plus the second 1.5 inches, and this is all going to total up, and then you add it all up, it equals 6.5. So because we're working with a square box, 3.5 by 3.5, it makes sense then that the math is going to work out exactly the same in the other direction. So we're going to cut a piece of cardstock that's 6.5 by 6.5. Okay, you got that? So let's go ahead and start our cutting. Bring my cardstock in here. I'm going to cut it. Oops. Six and a half by 6.5. So this is the base. We're making the bottom half of the box. So this is our 6.5 by 6.5. Remember we said we wanted to have 1.5 inch edges, or 1.5 inch height. So we're going to score at 1.5 inches on all 4 sides. See, and there we have our scores, our score marks. Then we're going to go and cut each corner from where the score marks cross outwards to the edge. We're going to do here, 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 and here. Okay. Turn it around, do the other side. this right up to the score marks. Okay, see, I want to make sure it's cut all the way through. All right. We're going to fold along all of the score lines. Now where these are folded up, this is the inside of the box. Flip it over, okay? Get your adhesive out and apply adhesive to each one of these corners out here. Well, it'd be nice if my thing was working. Pull out the big guns. There we go. And then you just fold up your tabs, place them to the inside of your box on each of the 4 corners. And there you have a 3.5 by 3.5 inch box. If I put this on my scoreboard to prove it out, you can see 3.5 by 3.5. Give that a spin. It's nice and square. It's exactly the size that I wanted it to be. Okay, so, and this is going to fit in nicely, and you're going to have plenty of room to put whatever tissues and packaging you'd care to use. So next we need to have a lid for the box. The only thing you need to remember about making lids is that you cut your cardstock for the lid the same size as you did the base plus 1/16 of an inch. That 1/16 of an inch will enlarge the lid just enough so that it will fit nicely over top of your box base. So in this case, if I add excuse me, 1/16 of an inch to 6.5, we end up with 6 9/16. So I'm going to cut my lid cardstock 6 9/16 by 6 9/16. So 6 9/16 on the side, same thing, 6 9/16. We're going to go through the same process, assuming we want the lid to also be 1.5 inches, so we'll score 1.5 inches on every side like we did before. It's exactly like making the bottom of the box. You go through all the exact same steps. We're going to trim the corners here like we did before. One side, other side, spin it around, repeat. And there we go. I'm going to fold with nice crisp edges here. Last side. Apply the adhesive. If you wanted to have a window in your box, now would be the time to do it. Pull out your dies, your nestability dies, stick them on here, apply your acetate underneath. You want to do all of that before you actually assemble the box. In this case, just because it's a tutorial, I'm keeping it very, very simple. Here we go. All four sides. Tuck them in. And there's our lid. Now let's see how it fits, how nicely it fits. It's going to be perfect. And there we go. You have a custom-made gift box. You can embellish however you like. Add some nice edging on here to pretty it up. Just to give you an idea. Normally I would take more care about adhering the trim, but I don't really have a use for this box, so I probably won't use it for anything. One more on the end. Line this up nice and neat along the edge. Grab another piece because it didn't go all the way around. I'm going to overlap it just by one. And I see over here, I take my scissors and trim it out just a little bit. Because it's on a corner, it's coming around a corner, I'm going to overlap it a little more because there's going to be greater resistance pulling on it. Come back and put this on again. There we go. This one, tuck that around, and there you go. Pretty. Add a bow or whatever. If you like, also, because it can be a little difficult because the lid is the same depth as the base of the box, it can be a little hard to pull the lid off. In which case, then, you know, just take a whatever size of circle punch, square punch, whatever suits your fancy. And just punch in a half circle around the middle of your box. This will give you finger holds for the bottom of the box when you're opening it. See? Just like so. This goes back on. There you go. So now when you try to open the box, your fingers have something to hold on to the bottom. And then you're not fighting so much with it. It comes off very easy. So I hope this has helped to take some of the mystery out of box making. Use the exact same approach to the measuring and the math as you would for any size of box. If you have to, draw it out on a piece of paper. I always do because my brain and math don't get along very well. So, and always remember, measure twice, cut once. I hope this has been helpful to you, and you can go on to happy box making. Thanks so much for watching.